morning and welcome to today's edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show we call KORERO. Of course, I am your host, Nkanyan John, the beloved, also known as the controversial. And today is a very interesting day. Yes, because on today's show, we will take a critical look at President Bola Tinubu's Independence Day address, in which he emphasized the importance of involving the youths in shaping policies that will impact their lives, also recognizing that they make up over 60% of the population. And the fallout of that is the fact that he announced a 30-day national youth conference to empower young people in a bid to address the challenges they face. Now, I did tell you last week, especially after the president's speech on October 1, 2024, to mark Nigeria's 64th independence, that over time, we will take segments of that speech and critically analyze, critically look at that speech vis-a-vis, one, the current situation of the country, and two, with the bid to looking at what those pronouncements, policies, positions suggest for the future of Nigerians and Nigeria altogether. Well, before we get into the crux of the matter this morning, I just want to remind you, as I always do, that the show is live and interactive on all our social media platforms. And of course, you can be part of the conversation simply by following and liking Rapid TV on all our social media platforms: Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even on TikTok. Remember, we are at official Rapid TV. And at some point, we may just open the phone lines. It would be great to hear from youths across this country this morning, as I have a representative of one of the major organizations that speaks on for the interest of the young people in Nigeria here in the studio. I don't want to let out the cat out of the bag just yet, but this was a conversation we meant to have last week. But will I say fate decided that it had to be today. Well, anyway, it's better late than never. Now, let's get down to, let me give you a background. Of course, we already know that it's a fallout of President Bola Tinubu's Independence Day address, in which he announced a 30-day national youth conference to empower young people. Now, as part of his administration's effort to address the challenges that young people face. Now, let's pause here. Because just to make you aware, I'm not saying that we're not aware, but one of the major challenges that young people face currently in our great nation, and surprisingly, if you walk down history, is the fact that unemployment has been a major setback for young people in our great nation, Nigeria. Well, the president emphasized the importance of involving the youth in shaping policies that impact their lives, recognizing that, yes, they make up over 60% of our current population, that is estimated at well over 250 million. Now, the conference aims to unite young people nationwide to develop solutions to critical issues such as education, unemployment, as I mentioned earlier, innovation, security, and social injustice. Now, the 30-day conference will provide a platform for meaningful dialogue and active participation in nation building. Well, President Tinubu assured that the government will carefully consider and implement the conference's recommendations, ensuring that young people's aspirations are at the heart of the deliberations. In addition to the conference, President Tinubu's administration is implementing other youth-centric programs, including the 3 million technical talent program and the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund. Now, these initiatives are aimed to create jobs, provide affordable education, and of course, empower young people to contribute to Nigeria's growth. Now, just as a reminder, once again, let's give you the excerpt of Mr. President's Independence Day speech, where he talked about the 30-day CONFAB, and of course his administration's plans for young people in Nigeria and initiatives that his administration have already put in place for young people in Nigeria.
Fellow Nigerians, while we are working to stabilize the economy and secure the country, we also seek to foster national unity and build social harmony and cohesion. Our economy can only thrive when there is peace. As we work to overcome the challenges of the day, we remain mindful of next generation as we seek to galvanize their creative energy towards a better future. We lead today with the future we wish to bequeath to our children in focus, recognizing that we cannot design a future that belongs to them without making them its architects. Considering this, I am pleased to announce the gathering of a national youth conference. This conference will be a platform to address the diverse challenges and opportunities confronting our young people, who constitute more than 60% of our population. It will provoke meaningful dialogue and empower our young people to participate actively in nation building by ensuring that their voices are heard in shaping the policies that impact their lives. We are creating a pathway for a brighter tomorrow. The 30-day CONFAB will unite young people nationwide to collaboratively develop solutions to issues such as education, employment, innovation, security, and social justice. The modality of this CONFAB and selection of delegates will be designed in close consultation with our young people through their representatives. Through this CONFAB, it will be our job as leaders to ensure that their aspirations are at the heart of the conference deliberations. The government will thoroughly consider and implement the recommendations and outcomes from this forum as we remain resolute in our mission to build a more inclusive, prosperous, and united Nigeria. Our government is implementing several other youth-centric programs to give our young people an advantage in rapid changing world. We are implementing, among others, the 3 million technical program of the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, aimed at building Nigeria's technical talent backbone. We have also enthusiastically implemented the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, which provides cheap loans to our students to pursue their tertiary educational dream. In addition, later this month, we shall launch the Renewable Hope Labor Employment and Empowerment, the LEAP. It is conceived as a comprehensive suite of interventions and job creation by Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment that is aimed at facilitating the creation of 2.5 million jobs directly and indirectly on an annual incremental basis, while simultaneously ensuring the welfare and safety of workers across the country, as is the tradition. The government will soon announce all the beneficiaries of our national honors for 2024.
All right, that was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, where he announced a 30-day conference to unite young people nationwide with a gathering seeking to collaboratively develop solutions to issues such as education, unemployment, innovation, security, and social justice within the country. Now, the initiative has received commendation from the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, the Ndigbo in the Lagos chapter of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and a cross-section of young Nigerians. Now, commending the initiative, President of the NYCN, Ambassador Sukubo Seraigbe, described the initiative as a significant milestone targeted at promoting youth engagement and empowerment within the country. Now, the conference, according to the youth group, would serve as a pivotal platform for identifying the myriad of challenges confronting young people in the country and also proposing viable solutions for that demographic of the nation. Now, Sokubo also said the government should also not shy away from implementing the outcomes of the brainstorming session. Now, the National Youth Council, however, cautioned the government against using the move to achieve any political motive, saying that it would not serve the deserved purpose, and asked the Youth Ministry not to compromise the initiative. Similarly, the Ndigbo in Lagos, APC, said that the Youth CONFAB would give the young people the platform to express their grievances and prefer solutions to achieve a better Nigeria. Deputy Apex leader of the group, Jude Ndimogu, however, cautioned that the conference should not be turned into a money-sharing jamboree, as this could defeat the purpose. The former lawmaker said the president's broadcast had further given Nigerians the inspiration to believe in the country and continue to trust his government. Idimogo also assured that the president was committed to a better Nigeria and doing his best to address the challenges that the country currently faces. Now, joining me to discuss the president's announcement of a 30-day national youth conference to involve Nigerian youths in shaping policies that would impact their lives as part of his administration's bid to empower young people to address the challenges they are currently faced with, is the national president of the Nigerian Youth Organization in the person of Duke Lamboye. Yes. Yes. My national president, like I like to call you, it's nice to have you join us on this edition of the show. First of all, I want to get your reaction. How did you feel hearing Mr. President make that pronouncement on October 1st, a very significant day in the history of our nation, that there will be a 30-day confirm? Now, we are yet to know the date and the modalities of the confab, but the most important thing is that it's out there. There's going to be a 30 days confab for the youths of our country, who make up anything between 60 to 75% of our current population. So, being the national president of the National Youth Organization of Nigeria, how do you react to that announcement?
Well, it was a success to democracy. It's a plus to democracy. It's a plus to our struggle, our long begun struggle. A plus to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerian youths in terms of being inclusive in governance and nation building. Let me quickly use the opportunity to thank and appreciate the likes of, recall that during this saga, these periods where we are agitating, the police force had called us not to demonstrate and had dialogues with us. The National Assembly, precisely the House of Representatives, had called us, the leadership, not to go into protest. And lastly, we had lots of engagements with the ministers of youth, the two ministers of youth, precisely, most importantly, the Minister of States, one day, who had engaged us seriously. And I also want to quickly give so much appreciation and thanks to the son of the president, that's in person of Sheyi Tinubu, who engaged us within this period and assured us that our plea for a conference, a national conference, is granted, is giving us the assurance that his father, whom he knows for since childhood, will give ears to that call. So predominantly, the IG of police, want to thank you so much. The leadership of the National Assembly, most especially the House of Representatives that engaged us, want to say thank you. Want to say thank you to the ministers we have that in our demography, the ministers of youth, both the main minister and the Minister of State's youth. Want to thank them especially. And again, extend our profound gratitude to the son of the president in person of Sheyi Tinubu. Why I took my time to outlist them is because while our colleagues were outside, demonstrating to show the frustration Nigerian youths are having, they were able to curtail us. They were able to call us into dialogues. You were aware of it. All this happened in Nigeria while we were talking. It would have been a shame to us that didn't go out to partake if this national dialogue was never looked into by the president. So I am sitting down here to tell you with all confidence in my chest that it was something that was been deliberated upon. So many communique we submitted at so many levels, and even the House of Representatives, the Speaker, assured us that he was going to talk to Mr. President, that the solution to all of this is a national confab. The ministers have also said that. The commission, the IG of police, when he met with us, has also said that our voices will be heard. We'll have an opportunity to speak to the president. So it is a huge achievement on our side, at the side of government, and we thank him to have made this pronouncement, not just 2, 3, 4 days, but 30 days a conference to hear the cries and yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians towards nation building and good governance. So it's a good one, and like my colleagues had expressed their hopes on the outcome, we also join voices to our voice to also let government know that it's going to be a serious time in the history of our nation. It's going to be a time where youths are going to pour out their grievances and profile ways which can bring about the desired change we're looking for. So many people have called to say that, look, Duke, Mr. President, this is also going to be one of those conferences that we hold in the nation that never saw the end of the day. But I believe that this is the first time in the history of our nation too, wherein we are gathering again to talk about nation building. So I don't think Mr. President, with his antecedents, would want to see this as a jamboree. I don't think it's going to be politically motivated, because it will cover in my own in what we presented to the ministry, the meetings we had with the Minister of Youth,
yes,
the Minister of Youth, the State. We categorically told him that let it cut across all strata. There are national youth bodies in the country. There are regional youth bodies in the country. There are political youth leaders in the country. There are regional youth leaders in the countries, and so professional youth leaders in the country. So it has to be all encompassing. So when you hear 30 days, it's segmented. Different youth leaders will come in. Professionals will come in. Legislative youth leaders will come in, and all of us, our communique, will be put in this form as a template to see where Nigerians can come in. Like rightly said, unemployment, issues of unemployment, unity,
yes,
insecurity, where we are predominantly found in this country. And that's because of the so many stress. I'm not encouraging all of that, but because the economy of the country is getting too hard, I think we have a lot. We constitute about 60 to 70% of this country's population. And I think we have the strength, the technical know-how to contribute. Let them, it's high time they played our decisions and see where we can come in as far as this nation is concerned.
Now, yes, this is the first time that a confab solely dedicated to the youths.
Yes.
But we've had a confab before under the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan.
Yes.
And the youths were carefully selected to also represent the interest of the youth. I'm sure those who were youths at that time can attest to that.
Yeah.
But the question is, the resolutions that were reached in that confab, where are they? Did we implement them? So
Okay.
what gives you the confidence that this youth confab will not go the way
It went.
of the
Yeah.
previous confab?
Now, this is specific. Now, why I'm going to say that is that, you know, in time past, we had the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Sports.
And if you're very critical and observant, you'll bear with me that the sporting activities had overwhelmed youth activism. We never had any deliberate youth programs or youth policies or youth activities in the country. They were all usurped by the ministry acting on sport. So again, this is the first time this president came in and said to Nigerian youth that, okay, I'll create a ministry for you.
Solely for the youth.
Solely for the youth. And that's an indicator that he wants to give deliberate attention to the owners of the country. Now, that again has brought about, it gave us the confidence. It gave us, we have an office where we could go
To lay complaints. To ask questions.
and because there's hardship, you also saw the confidence we all came out with. Some of our colleagues on the street, we were dialoguing and all of that. You see the confidence, and that's because of the sense of responsibility we had that we now have a ministry. However, the ministry is also politically motivated. Don't forget, the ministers are...
I was going to come to the
the
political part.
ministers are
Political appointees.
So they are also bearing a forfeit, because let me take you to an instance of Dayo. Dayo is the APC national youth leader. But anytime Dayo spoke to Garden, where we belong to, he excused himself from his political party to say the obvious. And that is one unique thing about mostly the Minister of State's youth. He is so dynamic, he is so receptive that sometimes he keeps the political aspect of his being aside and address
The issues.
the issues that concerns us. And that is what has given real birth to this confab we're talking about. So if you look at, except you're not an insider, if you look at all this that have happened behind, while again, I still always emphasize, while some of our colleagues are outside there making the push, who were the dialogue section, this is the result of those dialogue sections we held, because lots of promises were made that we're going to hold a confab. Now, this conference, nobody is coming to come out as... Where I will be disappointed is when they will bring seats for leaders to sit, not the youth leaders. We want to see ourselves sit at the front while the leaders sit at the back and listen to every submission we're going to make. We don't want to get disappointed where they will come and line up seat for the president, line up seat for and then we'll begin to listen to we that are supposed to lay complaint, or we that are supposed to hear from. We'll begin to listen to them, and at the end of 1 hour, remaining 15 minutes, would they pick one of you? This is not going to be the kind of conference we'll be expecting. We're expecting a conference where the leaders of this nation will sit hours and listen to every submission. I'm taking a scenario and an extract of the Oputa panel, where Oputa himself was patient to every complaint of the panel. That is the only time you can come up with a solid communique to say that having gone through 30 days, this is what government deduced. That is the problem of Nigerian youth as against the state or the nation called Nigeria. If that is not done, it will push us to a tight corner where, like, people are certain that it's going to be a politically motivated thing, bring youth leaders to Abuja, pay hotels for them, give them money. That won't be the case. We are seriously minded, and we are following it up when the president is back. Want to know the date, want to be sure that what are the templates. It's going to be questioned if the templates are not also properly kept. So the first step is the first step. I don't like being negative. I always try to be positive, because I kept reminding people. I was in school in Lagos when the president was governor. So I saw his assistant taking a state Marwa. Then the minister administrator Marwa was building gradually. It took it up from that and stripped the state to sanity we are seeing today. It is one of the fastest growing economy in Africa. So I think that the steps he's taking is beginning to look at the issues confronting the nation. Why he is leading. The first was oil and gas. The issues around subsidy removal and all of that. one or few mistakes are made, but we all know that there is huge repair in that sector. The second one is the youth restiveness in the nation. Everything that happens in this country, because we are the largest demography in the country, affects the youth first. We are the energy of the country. So whenever the economy dives down, we go down with the economy before it affects any other person. So coming to give us attention in less than 2 years of his administration, I think I want to give kudos to the president for hearing that cry.
All right, before we get into the template, in terms of your expectations,
Yes.
Because I'm very particular about details.
Sure.
I mean, right now, I can't wait to hear what the details are, the modalities of that conference. And I'm sure media professionals like myself cannot wait, so that we know how to plan. And just like you said, in the days of the Oputa panel, it was a daily dose for Nigerians.
Yes.
Nigerians knew that. I mean, every family would
want
sit
to
down
watch.
for about 2 to 3 hours watching the Oputa panel,
I agree with you.
just to be able. And I want to assume that that would be the case with Nigerian youths across the country.
Yes.
They will want to be able to get at least an hour to 2 hours full dose of what goes on in that confab. But before we get to that, now you talked about the fact that while some of you were in the back end having negotiations, various meetings, there were those in the front end who were keeping the fire burning and, of course, putting the pressure from that standpoint. What now, since the announcement of this 30-day confab, what has been going on within the youth community? What kind of engagements have you been having? Because right now, you have the floor, you have the attention. I know you have put forward some modalities that probably has contributed to the birthing of this confab.
Yes.
But within the youth fraternity right now, what's going on? What are the conversations you are having?
Presently, you can see I'm in the studio. A few days ago, I was engaged in the Cyber Week with the police force. So a few days ago, I think on Friday, I had also done my publication appreciating the president for adhering to the call. We are all presently trying to appreciate the fact that we have somewhat rest of mind, that a platform
Has been created.
where our yearnings will be heard. So I think youth bodies and youth leaders are warming up. But before you begin to talk about the process and engagement and all of that, you first of all really have to appreciate the man who have said, okay, well, let's give them a chance. Let's listen to them. So I think you bodies are lining up. We are urging out our appreciations to the presidency and people that are concerned. I, for once, don't want to leave the congratulations to the president alone, because it was thorough pressure. I want to keep emphasizing on the ministers, particularly the Minister of State. He has been with us like friends every day, hammering on this and pursuing it calm, quiet guy. And this is a big relief to him. So presently we are thanking the president for that. And I think in the next few weeks, we'll also start preparing ourselves to see what are the models, begin to profile, also write to the ministers, have a meeting with them, telling them this is the way we expect it to be. There are fears. Some people are already condemning it.
Yes, because I wanted to hear what reactions you've gotten from groups like Take It Back Nigeria and the rest of them that are predominantly youth-driven.
Yes, everybody is appreciative for the now.
For the now.
That there's a room. Then at the side of everybody's mind again, there's some level of fears. Wouldn't this be the normal confab? They will engage and spend billions of nairas and say they've done confab and then keep the communique aside? Wouldn't this be another jamboree of gathering youths and spending money for them for a short time that will not last? So these are the questions. But I want to be very, very positive, because we are all yearning for a better Nigeria. I want to believe that the first ever youth confab in our nation, we should be positive about it. That is why I like your concern. We want to know quickly the modalities placed ahead. What is it going to look like? In my anticipation, I'm thinking that it should be segmented. We have political youth leaders in the country that are also concerned. Every political youth leader that belongs to a political party have a dream for Nigeria to be better. True or false? True. So we should hear from them. Good criticisms. Second, we have regional youth leaders. We have some youth bodies that are regionally based. Take each region. We all have peculiarities in the regions. Hear all from the regions. The ones that are genuine. Don't also forget, some of these youth bodies that flock themselves around are not even registered. They don't even have membership strength. So it will filter itself. So it's not because you're on WhatsApp and you call it yourself one group, you'll be participating. So they are going to be thoroughly checked.
Scrutinized.
Don't forget, there are youth bodies that are under the supervision of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. There are some youth bodies that are affiliated with the National Assembly. There are so many affiliations, some with the state government. So we want all this to be encompassing.
But are you not worried? Because from history,
yes,
and the body language of governments, even the current administration, every time the youths open up their mouth, there seems to be this apprehension that, these young people, they just like making noise. We saw how young people were very much involved in the build-up to the 2023 general elections, which gave birth to the obedient movement. And there were a lot of critics about the obedient movement, the fact that it was solely driven by young people. NSAS was one initiative that, it rattled Nigeria to the roots, that young people could mobilize themselves, organize themselves, finance themselves in such a manner. In fact, there was a commentary I remember reading about the organizers of NSAS, and the commentator suggested that this should be a template for future governments to see how to organize, generate, and mobilize the country. So, are you not apprehensive that at the slightest provocation, because there will be vocal youths in that confab who will not fear whose ox is God, at the slightest provocation for this administration to choose to change the atmosphere, as it were?
So that's it. It's part of orientation. So we want to know the plans. So where the confab, where you're called for discussion, is not a table for insult or being rude. So we have to also be sure of that. And like I also observe, it shouldn't be also a conference where we are having leaders speaking.
It should be purely driven by the young people. So
why they do more?
So as it is, the Ministry of Youth should be at the forefront.
Thank you very much.
Of coming out with the modalities agenda.
Let me give you an instance. I went to, when I arrived at the venue of the police youth conference summit rather, and I observed the sitting pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 first rows of a very large hall was conserved or preserved for dignitaries, and I requested for my seat at the 4th row. And I asked the PRO, I said, sorry, is this political gathering
or is it a youth summit?
Or is it a youth summit? If it's a youth summit, none of the youth leaders
should be sitting anywhere.
Be at the first seat. Even the IG should even sit somewhere to listen to us. You called us here, and even AIT leaders, AIT have seat at the front. We that you're inviting to hear from us are seated at the back. So we have to correct that abnormality. This is what we don't want to see in the confab. It's our show. We feel that government is calling us at the right time to listen.
But is it not?
So they must have all form of shocker.
But is it not like they say, he that plays the piper that dictates the tune? The government is funding the confab.
Yes, so they are funding the confab with our funds. They are funding the confab because we are saying that, because they are saying that we should not go to the streets. They prefer dialogue. Some of us have also agreed that yes, dialogue is the best way. So when we are talking, when we want to talk, the most important thing is for government to pick out the critical issues and let go the ones that are not important. Don't forget, with our different tribes, traditions, way of behaviors and everything, we are going to gather there. It's going to be an appeal. The government needs to do a thorough orientation that this is a discussant program where people should just air their, it must be opinionated, that is opinions, not referrals, not a room to abuse any government or any political party.
The possibility
if a political party
will not be part of that.
If a political party is coming, it's purely, I think it's purely submission and presentations of communiques. Nigerian organizations, we are coming there, if we are given a slot to talk, we say the issues of this country, national issues as affect the nation, profile solutions. We drop your communique. I don't think it's something where you begin to have an opportunity to insult anyone. If they are going to do panels for people to hear people to talk, we also want to hear one or two efforts government have made. Solutions may come up. Like I fault so many processes. Yes, the president is trying in youth development. He has done a few things in youth development. But because the process is not even real managed, let me tell you something. People are not feeling it. You put like the scheme you announced.
Yes.
One of the
Nail
fund they announced. Is on air. But how many people care to go online?
Finally, you have more students from the north accessing.
I'm coming, sir. Even when you have 70% of youth in the country and only 2-3% are accessing a fund, you've not done anything. We are still insisting that, look, why not give quotas? The ministry have youth organizations they control. The ministry have youth commissioners in the country. If this money is meant for 5,000 youths in the nation, why not give states quotas? Why not give youth bodies quotas? And then if youth bodies begin to make their members benefit from that process, it will filter. Well, in the National Assembly, when we had the conference with the meeting, the summit with the House of Rep, and the Minister of Trade and Industry, she came there, said a whole lot of boring things. Because we were more than 500 youth leaders in that hall. Nobody could attest to those schemes.
Nobody could confirm.
Nobody could say, yes, we know about this.
Or we know people who have benefited from this.
That is where the issue is. So it's not just about doling out these programs. How does this program get to the people that needs it? The methods. Everybody is scared. They want to hold on to every fund that is coming to their ministry and rather find favor from the president. I don't know how to put it for you to understand.
I get it.
You know,
they want to be in the good books of the president, but not necessarily
impacting on
the lives of the people they are supposed to serve.
So everything is becoming studios. It's becoming fake. So if you go to my community and ask, oh, there are many money they paid federal government doing youth program, they say they don't know. But the truth is that it is existing, but just on the website. How many people can even access the website? In those days, we know that when leaders come back home, our leaders that are in national position, they come back with forms for us to fill. And when you fill those forms, that is the benefits. The ministers or the people that take it back and you'll be at your home, you begin to serve. So because these things are done manually, the quota they give to River State will surely come to River State. The governor, anyhow he wants to do it politically, somehow it filter. So you left those things on the internet, people are not accessing it. Sometimes you want to fill a form, you get obstacle. Bring this, bring that, bring this. So these are the things that is the hindrance to so many things the president has done, and people have not gotten the effect of what is going on.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I'd like to hear from the national president of the Nigerian Youth Organization what he thinks, because this seems to be a historic turning point for Nigeria and Nigerian youth. Let's not forget, much earlier in the year, there were riots and protests across Africa, precisely Kenya. At a point, Kenyan youth began to mock Nigerian youths. Shortly after, we heard of protests in Ghana, and Ghanaian youths also mocked Nigerian youth. Somehow, Nigerian youth chose not to really go the way we saw protests go in Ghana and in Kenya, particularly in Kenya. So I would like to get your reaction. That what statement what is the statement Nigerian youths hope to use this CONFAB to make, not just to Nigerian youths, but youths across Africa? But that will be after this break. Do stay with us.
From the heart of Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
The man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that is!
They shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.
Learning never stops in life. At the School of Media and Communication, SMC, Pan Atlantic University, we strive to impact the next generation of brand managers, corporate communication experts, advertisers, public speakers, and broadcasters. Not only will you learn in a serene, purpose-built environment, but you'll also get a chance to build strong, lasting relationships beyond the walls of the institution. Whether you enroll for the corporate identity and brand management, strategies for optimizing corporate communication skills, or advanced business communications, be rest assured that at SMC, we aspire to be the hub of learning in media and communication in the African continent. For more inquiries, call the numbers on your screen or email professionaleducation@smc.edu.ng. Visit www.smc.edu.ng/professional courses to begin your journey with us at SMC. SMC, optimizing communication, professionalizing the media.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, KORERO. Now, on the show today, we are discussing President TINUBU'S announcement of a 30-day CONFAB National Youth Conference to involve Nigerian youths in shaping policies that will impact their lives and, of course, the future of the country as part of his administration's bid to empower young people to address the challenges they currently face. I have with me the national president of the Nigerian Youth Organization, and together we've been trying to set an agenda because, as I said during the course of the show much earlier, yes, we know there is a 30-day CONFAB that is to take place, but the modalities are yet to be clear. The program of events are yet to be clear. But in the words of the national president of the Nigerian Youth Organization, it has to be youth-centric. It has to be youth-driven. Exactly. It has to be centered, solely centered and anchored by the Nigerian youth. So it's been quite an engagement as far as today's conversation is concerned. But before we went on that break, I did say that when we come back, what statement will this CONFAB make for youths across Africa? I did give the example of the fact that the youth of Kenya took over the country. In fact, using Nigerian term with regards to the protest that took place in August and on October 1st, which was termed to be treasonable felony because the youths were suggesting a regime change because of the current hardship of the country. What will hopefully we're expecting that this CONFAB will come out with strong resolutions, and that it's not just about strong resolutions, but this government will have the political will to implement the resolutions that will come out from that CONFAB. But majorly, what statement will that make to the youths of Africa?
Politically, strengthening our political institution, mostly the umpires, for us to get, one of our yearnings is bad governance. And somebody was illustrating to me that it's because Nigerians are bad that they are producing bad leaders. The day Nigerians agree to be good,
they will produce good leaders.
I disagree. Nigerians are producing bad leadership because of the bad structure leaders have also kept. They protect the institution INEC to feed their ego, their whims and caprices. So one of the communication, one of the strong resolutions that will be coming out is how to strengthen and reshaping, direct the activities of INEC, the producers of governance. That is the first stage. Number two, nationalistic, because the president was talking about unity. It is true. In time past, we've discussed Nigeria as an entity. These days, everyone will say, I'm from the east, I'm from the south, I'm from the west. Where are the presidential corps? Where are those activities that united Nigerian youths? None is happening again. In time past, we heard of presidential corps wherein 6 months, a whole 6 months, youths are busy stimulating their unity, traveling from one state to the other, playing football, playing games. Where are the unity corps? Where are the unity games in the country? They have all gone into oblivion. So again, our unity will be enhanced through these practicabilities. Thirdly, our economic strength. We want to be part of governance, not advisors. We want to see.
Don't want to be on the sidelines.
I still give kudos to this president. When I cite the essays of the president, they are all youthful. May God give him that ability to lead on. That is always my prayer. We want to see where youths, they are professionals. We are lawyers, we are engineers, we are every profession you talk about, we are there. The space to come in as seconders or as leaders. We have so many agencies. What are the functions of agencies? They are helpmates. They are little planets to larger planets to help the larger planets operate. But if you go down, you see elderly people heading those agencies that don't even know the A to Z of that agency. So we want to see where our economy is strengthened by allowing us participate. They are doing, there's this meeting they do of past leaders, economic summit.
Yes.
Sir, have you ever seen where a youth is represented there? None. We don't. They just go inside their talk and come back. That's all. We want to be partaking in those
key conversations.
In those days, when the parliament sits, when the Senate, the assembly sits, they give room for contributions. The public, youths, to give their contributions. Listen to the legislators speak. That is the only way we can move our country further. I think, in my own opinion, these are the things I think frontal issues that are affecting the nation will be discussed. Construction. Why Julius Berger? Indigenizations. These are things we'll discuss in the CONFAB.
Well, I don't know why I want to call you Comrade Duke.
Yes, I'm a comrade.
Comrade Duke,
yes,
National President, Nigerian Youth Organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I had been looking forward to this conversation with a lot of enthusiasm because, as I said, the whole essence is to set the agenda. I join you in congratulating Mr. President for taking the initiative. Yes. And Nigerian youths are highly expectant of what the turn of events as far as this CONFAB is concerned. Well, to wrap up today's edition of the show, the challenge of nationhood has been enormously hobbled by a succession of inept, rudderless, and visionless leaders since October 1st, 1960, when our green, white, green was hoisted and the Union Jack came down. Well, the sorrow of unemployment, which our youths are currently faced with, has propelled most schools of thought to agree with President Bola Tinubu on the need for a youth CONFAB, but urged the president not to allow politicians to hijack his proposed National Youth Conference, adding that emphasis should be on the government engaging the youths in an open but strategic discussion with a view to addressing the country's challenges and create an atmosphere for peaceful coexistence. They have noted that in the face of challenges, Nigerian youths have embraced entrepreneurship and technology, creating startups that are revolutionizing industries and providing solutions to pressing issues globally. Now, in entertainment and the sports industry, Nigerian youths have been at the forefront of our music, film industry, popularly known as Nollywood, with our sports personalities putting Nigeria on the global map, showcasing our talent, creativity, and passion. We have become a beacon of African culture and pride. Don't forget, in education, Nigerian youths and scholars who form a significant ratio of the 60% of our youth population continue to excel globally, making significant contributions to research, technology, and innovation. No doubt, unemployment, poverty, and the widening gap between the rich and the poor has been a persistent reality for many Nigerians. These struggles have left many questioning the future of our great nation. Now, despite the hurdles, Nigeria has also achieved remarkable milestones. We have always managed to rise, proving that Nigeria's spirit can never be broken, and it is evident in the Nigerian youths. The future of Nigeria is filled with immense potential and possibilities. Our youths, who constitute the majority of the population, are vibrant, energetic, and eager to contribute to the nation's growth and development. Their innovative spirit and resilience are already propelling Nigeria forward in the area of technology, the arts, commerce, and of course, even leadership. As we look ahead, it's imperative to build a nation where every citizen feels included, safe, and empowered. A future where our economy is diversified, corruption is eradicated, and the opportunities are available for all. This vision is not just a dream, but a reality that we can achieve together if we remain united and committed to the principles of justice, equity, and fairness. I am Nkamian John the Beloved, also known as the Controversial, thanking you for allowing us to be a part of your morning and hoping that we have set the tempo for what promises to be a very interesting week in the coming days. Till we come your way with another incisive edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, KORERO, it's bye for now.